need that fresh cut. Who I'm gon' call when I need that fresh. EJ Cuts, 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 yeah, EJ Cuts, 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 for real.
What's up, YouTube? It's EJ Cuts, and I'm coming back at y'all with another transformation video today, man. So today y'all can see my boy Cruz. He came in looking a little rough. He had a surgery, so he been down for a minute, ain't been in, but we gonna get my boy right today. You know, we starting off with the back. We gonna go ahead and I'm just detangling a lot of these hairs because again, he been gone for a minute. He been kind of down recovering from a surgery, so you know, we just trying to take our time and comb through these hairs. I'm gonna go ahead and put my one guard on, and I'm gonna go with the grain down first. Personally, I just like to kind of take off some of that bulk going with the grain first before I go against the grain, but that's just personally me. You know, every barber has his own routine and his own certain things that they like to do, but I just like to go with the grain at first. Going ahead, trying to give myself just a clean, nice, neat canvas, so again I can make my art go crazy. I'm putting on that 2 guard going against the grain, just again to make this a little cleaner so that I can see my blends better, and so you know I could just make this back taper blurry. We going ahead, we setting our ball guideline in first with my Stylecraft trimmers. I'm going ahead cleaning that line up, making sure that it's straight. Again, if you ever need to see something the right way, look in the mirror, bro. It won't hurt you to look into the mirror and see things, bro. I use the mirror as a reference a lot of the time while I'm cutting hair. But right now, as y'all can see, man, I'm going up with my lever open, and I'm just, you know, making sure that I get that line out after I go up about an inch. Going ahead, tack my 1 guard on, and I'm going up about another inch. As you can see, his hair does grow inward on the right side of his back taper, so we making sure we taking note of that. Again, if you are a beginner barber, always make sure that you realize where the hair is growing at first, because it could mess up the taper, or it could potentially put a bald spot or a weird looking spot in your client's taper. So always be sure to make sure that you see how the hair is growing and where it's growing. As y'all can see, I'm making sure that this blend is coming in very nice. I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing through. Yes, the video is sped up a little bit, but all in all, I'm taking my time, making sure that I go wherever his hair is going. So against the grain, whichever way his hair is growing, which is inward. And right here, I'm just doing a little detail work as I go. It's nothing wrong with doing detail work as you go. Personally, I would recommend you just wait until you're done with the entire taper, but I'm just a perfectionist and for the most part, I like to kind of just do things as I go. But right now I'm going up with that 1.5, and then I tack my 1 open on, and I'm kind of just showing y'all the difference of the sides while I'm doing it. I don't normally do this. I do normally do everything at once, but I wanted to kind of show y'all the difference. So I'm going ahead and put my 1.5 back on, and I'm going ahead and I'm knocking out that middle part of the taper. And as y'all can see, I'm taking my time, making sure that I stretch those hairs up so that I can get as many hairs as I possibly can. And always be sure to comb down or brush down after you do anything when it comes to going against the grain, because what this does, it puts all those hairs back in place and it gives you a better view of what you need to do next or what you need to blend. So I'm tacking my 1 open right back on, and I'm just flicking through those hairs, man, trying to bring this blend all together and make it as blurry as I possibly can. As y'all can see, I'm staying very consistent with how I'm going against the grain and which way I'm going. I'm again noticing that his hair does grow inward in the back, so I'm going against the grain towards the right side of his head. So now what I'm doing is I'm tacking my 0.5 back on, just going through doing some detail work, try to get that bottom line out a little bit better than what it was before. Again, taking my time, making sure that I use the mirror, because the mirror is such a good reference. When I tell you, once I started using that mirror, it made my haircuts 10 times better. It makes everything better. It shows you the linings, it shows you the taper, it shows you the fade, it shows you everything. As y'all can see, I'm just getting this nape area as I go. Again, you don't have to do that as you go, but personally, I just like to do it as I go. Again, trying to just stay consistent, trying to give him a nice line in those nape areas and make it look very crispy. As y'all can see, man, that taper turned out very fire. I'm just going through detailing a little bit more. And just like the back, man, I'm grabbing my comb and I'm going through detangling before I do anything. In my opinion, it's very important. Not even just in my opinion. It is very important that you detangle before you go through with any clippers or anything like that. Always detangle. And as you can see, man, I'm just going through just like I did in the back with that one with the grain before I go against the grain with any type of clipper. And I'm grabbing my 2 guard and I'm going against the grain. Actually, that's my 1.5 open guard. And I'm just going against the grain, trying to clean this area up before I start my artwork, man. Because at the end of the day, man, barbers are artists, bro. And, you know, this is a canvas and you create what you want to create on it. And he wanted a low taper, so we going ahead. We kind of giving him a rainbow shape type because I do want it to be a little bit of a burst effect on there. He did want to keep the sideburns skinny as well, so that's what we doing, man. And I'm just going through my lever open and I'm going up about 1 inch and I'm making sure that I keep that rounding shape as I do it. And now I'm going ahead getting that ball guideline out that I set in with my trimmers. And as y'all know, man, I always say in my other videos, if you haven't seen them, to find your routine. Whatever your routine is, get it and stick with it, man. There's no problem with changing up your routine as you become a better barber or you become more experienced. But from the start, grab a routine and stick with it, man. This is my routine. I'm going through and I'm doing the same thing in all parts of the head. Right now, I'm grabbing my 0.5 after I go up about 1 inch with my 1 guard. And I'm just getting that guideline out between that 1 and that ball guideline. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my 1.5 guard now and I'm just going through flicking up. Because again, like I did earlier, I did grab the 1.5 open, so I don't need to go all the way up with this 1.5, but I just want to flick through to get this, you know, fade a little bit bursting and a little bit of a better blend. And as y'all can see, I'm stretching that skin out up at the top just so I can make sure and ensure to myself that I'm getting this blend out the right way. I'm also taking my time just detailing as I go. Because again, everybody is different. Some barbers like to, you know, cut and then come back and detail later on. I like to get things done as I go. For me, that works. For you, it might not. You do as you please, man. Just find your routine. That's really all it is in this game. It's just finding you a routine and you sticking with it. I'm going ahead getting behind that ear, trying to make sure that this is a very crisp lineup. Trying to keep it as natural as possible, man. And just going through, trying to make them crispy. And I'm just going through right here, just doing a little bit more detail work, trying to clean up this area a little bit more and make this taper look very blurry, or at least as best as I can. And as y'all know, man, this is the side where I get to kind of tap in with y'all, motivate you a little bit, whatever it is that I can do for y'all. That's what I kind of want to do on this side by just speaking and, you know, speaking some life, speaking some motivation, positivity into your life, man. I pray that all of y'all had a great Easter weekend, man. However you celebrated Easter, I pray that you had a great time, whether that was in church with your family, eating good, whatever you did, man, I hope you had a great time. Personally, I went to church, man. I haven't been to church in about 2 years, so it felt good to be back in the presence of the Lord, bro, and to kind of just, you know, be somewhere where you know that you're gonna learn, you know what I'm saying? In life, man, we kind of get complacent, we get comfortable, and I think it's just time we all get uncomfortable, man, and I don't mean that in a literal way, but whatever the situation is in your life, whatever goal you want to reach, get uncomfortable because it forces you to adjust and to get adjusted to that situation. If you want to go play basketball, man, you know, set yourself up for a hard gym day. Whatever workout you got to do, man, make yourself uncomfortable because that's the only way you're going to get better. That's the only way you're going to push forward and succeed, man. If you want to be comfortable like everybody else, you're going to get the same results everybody else get. You know, put yourself in a different situation, some different shoes, man, and in a position where you can really learn something, man. That's all. That's some advice that I can give to everybody here. I'm trying to work on that myself. Personally, just trying to put myself in uncomfortable situations at all times because it forces you to think on your feet, man. It forces you to just, you know, have faith in God that He gonna get you through the situation or whatever it is, man. So yeah, that's some advice that I wanted to give to y'all personally from EJ, bro, to whoever is watching this, man. I pray that you use that however you want to use it, man. I pray that y'all are reaching y'all goals. Y'all staying prayed up, man. Y'all staying faithful. And, you know, just staying in grind mode, bro, because there's nothing wrong with being in grind mode. I don't care if it's winter, summer, spring, fall, man. Grind mode is an all-time thing, bro. So as y'all can see, man, I'm done with both of the tapers in the sides and in the back, man. I'm going to go ahead and knock out this front taper. Again, I'm doing the same thing, man. It's a routine. I'm grabbing my one, and as y'all can see, he does have a huge cowlick in the middle of his head. So I'm just grabbing my one guard, and I'm, again, taking note of where his hair grows and what direction. It's really imperative that you see these type of things, because again, you don't want to mess their lineup up. You don't want to mess their front tapers up. Whatever it is, man, you want to give your client the best service that you possibly can. And when their hair start to grow back, man, you want them to be able to notice how great of a cut it was without enhancements, without any type of mess ups or anything of that nature, bro. As y'all can see, man, I'm just going through and I'm taking my time knocking this area down, because again, once those enhancements or whatever I put on it wear off, I want this lineup to still be crispy, and I want him to be able to have a long lasting cut. I'm going ahead spraying some spritz on this lineup, man, trying to lock all of these hairs in place so that this lineup gonna be super crispy. Taking that blow dryer and I'm just blowing these hairs down, drying that spritz up at a faster pace. And I'm grabbing my comb with the razor in it, man. I'm just trying to, make sure I get a lot of these loose hairs off before I go crazy on this lining, man. So as y'all can see, I'm starting in the middle of his lining, making sure that I keep it natural. As y'all can see, that cowlick is right there. So we keeping this line up just under that cowlick. I don't want to cut into it because it does kind of make things look weird when the hair grows back. So I'm just taking my time trying to make sure that I get this line up as fresh as possible on these side vertical bars. Again, I'm just taking my time, making it look natural. I don't want to cut into his vertical bars too much. I want to keep them as natural as I possibly can. Now it's time for them C-cups, man. Again, I do like to keep this as natural as I possibly can, because in my opinion, the haircut is best when it's growing back. So in that case, if I were to push these C-cups in, his vertical bars in, his lineup up, you know what I'm saying? Once those hairs start to grow back, that's when it's gonna show if that haircut was good or not. A client could go possibly 2 weeks without a haircut if, you cutting it naturally, but it's still crispy. So that's all I'm trying to get at before enhancements. I want to make sure that it's as crispy as it possibly can, keeping them sideburns very skinny, and we just fading them out just like we would on a beard. You know what I'm saying? You just fading that little line out, trying to make this these sideburns kind of blend in with that side taper. And as y'all can see, man, that left side is pretty crispy before any enhancements. And so we going ahead and we knocking out this right side. And right now, again, I'm keeping this as natural as possible, keeping it straight to the point, man. And as y'all can see, bro, it's been a minute since his last cut, but this lineup is pretty easy, man. He has a straightforward lineup in this. I always enjoy cutting my boy up, bro, because I don't have too many problems with his lineup at all. It's always pretty crispy before I even apply enhancements. He just, sometimes like to do the enhancements, so that's what we going ahead and we doing. And again, I'm knocking these C-cups out, trying to keep them as natural as I possibly can. Sometimes you do have to push some of your clients in to their request, but personally I just like to keep it as natural as I possibly can, especially if I'm using some enhancements. As y'all can see, I'm just lining this sideburn up exactly with the C-hook, trying to make sure that I blend this as perfectly as I possibly can as well. And I even went back and grabbed my clippers again, doing a little bit more detail work. It's nothing wrong with taking steps back and realizing what you need to fix, man. The haircut is never done until they're out of that chair, man. So you could do whatever you need to do. Go back on the back taper, the side taper, the lineup, whatever you got to do, man, to get your client as crispy as you possibly can, man. Go ahead and do it. Make them extra strides. Your client will appreciate it at the end of the day. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit more detail work on that lineup, man, looking in the mirror. And my boy just gave me a nod of approval. Yeah, it's looking crispy, man. I always like to show him a little bit before the enhancements are applied, man. Go through detail a little bit more. Make sure that that I'm doing the best job I possibly can, man, because at the end of the day, I like the haircut to come out as best as it possibly can, man. I don't want to just do the little time limit thing, 30-minute time. Honestly, man, I take longer than what my appointment times are sometimes, but it's only out of perfection. I want my cuts to come out the best that I possibly can, man. If you're an up and coming barber, if you new to barbering, whatever you have to do with barbering, make sure you just take your time, man. That's all it is. It's just taking your time. Right now, I'm applying some Tune 45 brown enhancement. His hair is dark brown if you didn't notice, but we just, stay in a far enough length so that this it's not too dark and that it's looking is more natural than it's just looking like enhancements. And as y'all can see, man, it's coming along real good. It's looking crispy as well. And I'm trying my best not to even rush this process because, again, sometimes you can make the enhancements too dark and things of that nature. As y'all can see, man, I'm even going back a third time, detailing this lineup, making sure that I can get it as crispy as I possibly can, man. As y'all can see, I'm just going through, finishing up this cut a little bit at a time, man. Going through fading these sideburns so that this side taper looking very crispy. And by the way, man, if this is your first time tuning in with this video, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, and comment for me, man. If you gotta watch a couple more videos to, see what you like about the page, I'm all for that, man. Go ahead and take a look on the page, bro. I would appreciate it a lot, man. If you learned anything from this video, go ahead, drop a like, comment, subscribe, man. As much as I gotta learn, bro, I'm excited to be a teacher in some way to somebody. So if you even got any questions or you need answers to certain things, man, go ahead, drop it in the comments, bro, or even DM me on Instagram at EJCuts, EJCUTTZZ, man. Go ahead, y'all follow, like, comment, subscribe for me. I would appreciate it heavily. And as y'all can see, man, I'm just applying some of that light brown pencil before I go ahead and get done, bro. This pencil is used to kind of use some contrast on the lineup and, make that lineup pop a little bit more than what it normally would without the pencil. And for this, I'm taking my time as well, and I'm just stretching the skin, kind of, letting this clipper kind of just roll off his skin. I'm not pressing down hard at all. I'm just, just enough to touch that pencil, and it's coming out of his face, man. So as y'all can see, man, that right side looking very crispy with that pencil on there, bro. And we doing the same exact thing to the other side. Again, this is part of my routine. If you don't have a routine, try to find one. I get it. If you a beginner and you on YouTube and you watching different YouTube videos trying to learn different barbers techniques and things like that, man, whatever techniques that work best for you, find them, put them in your routine and use them, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna grow a lot more. You're gonna develop a lot faster, bro. Your haircut's gonna become quicker, not because you're rushing them, but because you're just getting better, bro. That's what comes with, perfecting your craft. And as y'all can see, man, this lineup is looking very crispy. The taper is looking crispy with the cut, bro. He looking good, bro. I got my boy back in the game. And it was unfortunate that my boy had a surgery and whatnot, and he was out the game for a minute, bro. But I got my guy back together off the freeform dreads, and y'all can see my boy happy as ever, man, smiling ear to ear. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all. Subscribe, like, and comment. I love y'all. Peace.